through movements from Cal going towards going towards the Cal side. When we get through the roundabout, if you're going to get through movements, of course, like any other roundabout, you're going to get through into the roundabout. We're going to be posting speed limit signs that reduce your speed as you get into the area. You're going to go through that half circle, and then you can go on your way to the other portion if you're going through the roundabout portion. If you're going to go into Malama Market, there's a drop lane now that we're going to open up to allow the drop into Malama Market. If you're going to go to Pahoa Village area, when you come through into the roundabout, you're going to have to traverse around the roundabout to get into the Pahoa Village area. If you're coming out of the Pahoa Village area and you wanted to get into Malama Market, this is where it's going to be. You're going to have to work a little bit more. Because of the arrangement of the roundabout, you're going to have to get into the roundabout, come back out of it, and then make that right and then left into it. So that's going to be, I mean, like I said, anytime we're going to prioritize safety, we're going to lose some mobility. So this is going to be the movements that are being necessary in order to get into this area here.
What's the matter with a stoplight?
So again,
I know.
So again, we can talk about it afterwards. So those are the movements that are going to be necessary. That's going to be the hardest movement to get through this roundabout. When we traverse this portion to get back into this area to get into the Malama Market.
I'm looking at your green one there because I can't really see that one. So the guy that's coming northbound from, say, Leilani or whatever, he's down like that. Mm-hmm. So this other guy's coming up from, say, right there, and he's going to the marketplace. The other guy's going to Hilo.
Yep.
So when they get into the top of that circle, he's got to come back around. Who's got the right of way?
Right of way is anybody in the circle. If you're in the circle, you have the right of way.
But they're both. So the other guy technically isn't in the circle.
Yeah.
It's northbound.
If you're in the circle, you have the right of way.
He has to stop.
Everybody outside of the circle has to yield to the people in the roundabout.
Where's the pedestrian crossing?
There's pedestrian crossings throughout, set up throughout. Yeah. So there's going to be, I mean, when you come up and see the boards, you can see the pedestrian areas, the crosswalks. Yeah. Okay, so that's the permanent.
What about big trucks, like Sanford's got his dozers and stuff like that? Is he gonna be able to, and cement trucks too, but, you know, he's right
Down the road.
down the
Yeah,
road.
and our designers worked with him when they designed this roundabout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they made sure that they designed it for the truck movements. You'll see some bump out areas where it's just striped, where trucks will actually roll over those striped out areas. It's provisions for the large trucks. Okay, so that's the movements of the roundabout, and we can talk about it a little bit more when you get to the stations to talk about it. I'm gonna ask Sal to come up and talk about the detour route now.
Basically, the detour is going to be the first thing that the contractor is going to prepare before we actually do any construction work. And that's going to happen by removing the fence area on the old village road. We'll be doing some paving and restriping around that area because the left turn pocket into the Malama Marketplace will. Yeah. There will be a left turn pocket going into left into the Pahoa Marketplace. That's why we need to widen this road a little bit. And we'll be installing a temporary traffic signal at the Kahakai Boulevard and the Pahoa Village Road. And that temporary traffic signal will later be replaced by Bryson when he, I guess, finishes his development here. And we're going to be doing a restriping on the other end of Kahakai Boulevard and 130, and also the traffic coming out from Kahakai Boulevard, you will no longer have that free right turn. You will have to come up to a stop at the Route 130, make a left, and maneuver your way out that way. So once the detour road is constructed, we'll barricade off the work area so nobody will be able to get in there except for Les Isimoto and his crews. And that's about all. Yeah.
Have they given any consideration, I don't live in Hawaiian Beach's Hawaiian Shores, but a lot of people do. Have they given any consideration to using that railroad to dissipate the traffic at the top of that intersection? Because there's going to be a whole lot of people coming from the downside Leilani, in other words, coming up into that.
No, not railroad. Railroad is a county road and it's not paved, it's gravel road. That was constructed as a escape route when lava was coming down. Yeah, no, we don't plan on opening that up.
Does any of this change the bus stop? The detour?
I don't know if there's bus stops there now. Sorry.
Will the temporary stoplight be traffic sensitive or just timed?
It'll be traffic sensitive if it's not timed. It'll be we'll have sensors, right, Les? Yeah. So it'll detect if you're there, so you don't have to wait for the time to go. Cycle to the red, green, and yellow.